So yesterday we were seeing something related to the second chapter of NOD, and we are going to continue with that the second chapter. I hope some of you might feel that why we have gone back to the pure devotional service definition, and we were discussing yesterday, and we discussed quite a lot about that. As I was said yesterday, also I have told you all that the main reason for that is because now I wanted to over here I wanted to speak something more on the practical ground, because now by now you all will be very clear that if we want to advance from sadhana bhakti to ahead stages, uh, well, rather than artificially we can't jump over it. We have to make a process, we have to follow a process. That process no is uttama bhakti with attachment, performed with attachment to Krishna. One thing is there, if somebody somebody who is performing uttam bhakti, he will get some attachment to Krishna for sure. Because on what basis else a person can say no to all other desires and follow the scriptures? There has to be some some impetus. And negative, if there's a lot of negative, and naturally that leads to, if such a person is performing, he will develop some attachment. But over here has been said that one should purposefully cultivate some attachment. This attachment is not a sentimental attachment, Prabhu. This attachment surely will be talked ahead. We'll talk later on. So this is the reason we are talking about it. Let's begin with the definition of sadhana bhakti. I had shown you the definition stage of the sadhana bhakti. There is Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. Definition of sadhana bhakti, which has been stated by Rupa Goswami and which has been also corroborated by Srila Prabhupada in his Nectar of Devotion. I hope I am very clearly audible to you all. Okay, thank you. So you can repeat the verse after me, Prabhu. It will be very good. Why it shifts? Yeah, over here is a verse. You can repeat after me. Tatra sadhana bhakti kriti sadhya bhavet sadhya
कृति साध्य भवेत् साध्य
bhavasa sadhana abhidah
साधना साध्य भाव साधनाभिधा
nitya sadhasya bhavasya
नित्य सिद्धस्य भावस्य
nitya siddhasya bhavasya
नित्य सिद्धस्य भावस्य
rakatyam vidhi sadhayata.
प्राकट्यं हृदि साधयता.
Yeah. So now, while being speaking over here, this is the definition of sadhana bhakti. So you are seeing the word to word meaning. The word to word meaning itself is very important also. So kriti sadhya, sadhya and sadhana and sadhana are different things, Prabhu. So over here now it has been said kriti sadhya means using one's senses, sensory emulation, for the achieving the goal. Uh, and okay, for what? Oh, bhave, sadhya bhava, right? Na? Means I have to use my sensory emulations, I have to engage my senses for a goal to manifest sadhya bhava. Means the internalization of the goal has to happen, means it has to come to reach bhava. Such such is the such is the way of sadhana abhidah. That is called as this is called as sadhana. This is the abhiday for this. So said that it is very clear, Prabhu, that at the level of sadhana bhakti begins first with engaging one's senses in the service of the Lord. Uh, that's the meaning when it's been very clearly been said. Mind getting engaged is bit tougher. but it has to be engaged later on. But yeah, so this is very clear that the sadhana bhakti is about engaging one's senses in the service of the Lord. And that is why that's why it's been said that that and that when somebody engages with some, even with impure senses, right now, we all initially we all have impure senses, and as we grow advance in devotional life, people will get their senses and mind get purified. But even with the senses impure, one engages in, one starts the bhakti by engaging it's the senses. Rishikena sevanam bhakti ruchyate. That's the meaning. So this Kriti Sadhya is very clear. This is the is a way to obtain the goal, uh, and so that, amazing is that, see, the functionality at a sadhana bhakti and a bhava bhakti is the same externally, but at a bhava socially the emotions arises, very natural emotions arises. One has to it's been said love is an emotion which is sometimes maybe expressed by a variety of physical and mental and vocal actions, right now. So at a level, so emotions and their expression can be co-causal. Means what, happiness can cause to smile, and smiling can cause one to feel happy. Like, it's very simple for us. Like, we are very happy in bhakti, then we may dance very nicely in kirtan. And sometimes we may not be so happy, but if we dance in kirtan, we become happy. That kind of a thing. So sadhana stage is the second stage. When we engage the senses in the service of the Lord, we get happiness. Not that we are happy and then we engage it. Oh, that happens very rarely, right now. So that is why, it's been said, as I have shown you about, yeah, about yesterday about Shashana word, that he engages his senses as per the direction of the Guru and Shastras. So in so one may love may cause, so for some advanced people, because they have love for Krishna, that may cause one to remember the Lord. But conversely also is a true, is what is a true, that if somebody remembers the Lord with affection, affectionate feelings, that what affectionate feeling based on the Shastras and the Vani of the Guru, one may increase one's love for Krishna if we remember him with affection. That may increase our love for Krishna. Surely that may not, that will increase one love for. We may not be at that level. Sadhana bhakti is not much talks about that level, that we have love and that's why we remember. Like for the mother, mother loves the child, so she naturally remembers the child. It is the child may have gone to school, but the mental thought process of the mother is always connected to the child. Oh, the child will come at 12 o'clock in the noon. I have to feed her. I have to feed him. I have to, wash her dress, his or her dress, whatever. So it is a natural, because mother has, you know, uh, iota of love, according to what has been said, over here. Because she has love, she remembers the child. But for a majority of us, that is not the reality in life. We have to remember the Lord so that love arises for him. So, so sadhana bhakti is about engaging one's senses in the service of the Lord, and bhav bhakti is expressed, so sadhana bhakti is a way to gain the emotions, to engage the senses to gain the emotions for the Lord. And Bhava Bhakti is a way to express our love through senses. So this is two different thing. Two different thing, but related to each other. So when it's been said, that is called as Kriti Sadhya, right now. Kriti Sadhya means it should be noted that bhakti is both the means and the goal, which generally doesn't happen in this world. What is the mean may not be the goal. So bhakti, when is emulated in the senses, then what it means, the bhakti gets internalized in the heart. So bhakti emulated in the senses is Kriti Sadhya, and bhakti which is internalized within the heart is Sadhya Bhav, that is Bhav Bhakti. So bhakti, that is why it's been said, bhakti has no other cause other than itself. It is not a phenomenon produced by a material cause. Bhakti can't be produced by any material cause. It's only no caused by bhakti itself. That's the meaning of the first line of the verse which we have right now stated to you about sadhana bhakti. That is, it is kriti sadhya bhavet sadhya, right now. So, uh, so but over here, bhav bhakti has been considered as the goal of the sadhana. Essentially, it is not considered in the sadhana bhakti. So now somebody may say, okay, uh, what you are saying, I understand that. But is there somewhere else also it has been mentioned? Rup Goswami, goes there. Proper will also, I'm right now explaining to you about here, about, sadhana bhakti, and then we will read proper purport. That will make you understand that, yes, this is what proper is writing that we have heard right now. So, Rup Goswami, because he has written this definition of sadhana bhakti, so he wants to make sure that his definition is supported by the Shastras, Vyasa Krita. So then he quotes seventh canto where he says, Sa Bhakti Saptama Skande. He says that in that, in this sadhana bhakti has been explained by Prahlad Maharaj in the seventh canto. And he said that, he quotes the verse, Tasmat kenapi upayena manah Krishna niveshayat. No, that's a very good verse. No, that is the verse which is 7.1.31. Oh, I'll show you that. Because exactly Prabhupada will quote those verses in his NOD. So why not, we read it? Because Prabhupada's purport is also very good on that. I'll just show to you. In between, you get any questions, Prabhu? You can surely ask, you can raise your hand and ask. Let it not go in one way. So here you are seeing this. This is a very famous verse. You recite after me. Gopyah kamad bhayat kamso
यः कामाद्भयात् कंसो
द्वेषश्चैद्य आदयो नृपः
द्वेषाच्चैत्यादयो नृपः
सम्बन्धाद् वृष्णये स्नेहाद्
सम्बन्धाद् वृष्णयः स्नेहाद्
यूयं भक्त्या वयं विभो.
यूयं भक्त्या वयं विभो.
Yeah, read the translation honestly.
My dear King Yudhishthir, the gopis by their lusty desires, Kamsa by his fear, Shishupal and other kings by envy, the Yadus by their familial relationship with the Krishna, you Pandavas by your great affection for Krishna, and we, the general devotees, by our devotional service have obtained the mercy of Krishna.
So Sukdev Goswami actually is saying that the different people, not Sukdev Goswami over here, Prahlad Maharaj, Narad Muni is saying to Yudhishthira Maharaj. So that, see, there are many ways that people have obtained Krishna. Gopya Kamad Bhayat Kam. So Gopi is by Kam. This Kam is not the Kam of this world. You should know it. Whenever our acharyas write about Kama Shabd in relation to gopis and the Lord, it means itself to make us understand that it is a very strong attraction. Because material world people only know about lust, they don't know about love. But it's been said, proper rights, there's no love exists in this material world except the iota of love that exists between the mother and the child. That's iota. That's what has been said. Uh, so affection may be there, but love when it comes, it's a very different thing. So the gopis could gopya kama bhayat comes by fear. Shishupal by dveshat. Yadus by their family relationship come by a no. So that's how they all got. So saying after that, he says this verse. You recite after me also. Katamo api na vena syat
प्रथमोऽपि न वेनः स्यात्
panchanam panchanam purusham prati
पञ्चानां पुरुषं प्रति
tasmat kenapi upayena
तस्मात् केनाप्युपायेन
manah krishna niveshayat.
मनः कृष्णे निवेशयेत्.
Yeah.
Somehow or other, one must consider the form of Krishna very seriously. Then, by one of the five different processes mentioned above, one can return home back to Godhead. Atheists like King Vena, however, being unable to think of Krishna's form in any of these five ways, cannot attain salvation. Therefore, one must somehow think of Krishna, whether in a friendly way or inimically.
But surely, so here he said that anyhow one should remember Krishna. Now that's what has been said. So this is about you know, this is this is no this is about been said over here when it's been said that surely the nature of dvesha then and mm, the nature of dvesha actually and bhaya fear does not actually does not fits with the definition of uttam bhakti. It is anukulyena krishna anushilanam, right now, but these bhavs are not anukul bhav, specifically dveshad. But it has been said that over here, why it has been quoted, then Prabhupada writes a very beautiful purport to it. Let me, yeah, this. Please read this. Impersonalists and atheists.
Impersonalists and atheists always try to circumvent the form of Krishna. Great politicians and philosophers of the modern age even try to banish Krishna from Bhagavad Gita. Consequently, for them, there is no salvation. But Krishna's enemies think, here is Krishna, my enemy, I have to kill him. They think of Krishna in his actual form and thus they obtain salvation. Devotees, therefore, who constantly think of Krishna's form are certainly liberated. Only business of the Mayavadi atheists is to make Krishna formless, and consequently, because of this severe offense at the lotus feet of Krishna, they cannot expect salvation. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in this connection, तेन शिशुपालादिभिन्नः प्रतिकूलभावं तिथिसूर्येण इव नरकां yatiti bhavaha. Except for Shishupal, those who go against the regulative principles cannot attain salvation and are surely destined for hellish life. The regulative principle is that one must always think of Krishna whether as a friend or enemy.
So yeah, so Shishupal was an extraordinary example where he was not so much also remembering Krishna, but somehow he had some connection with Krishna in a negative way, but he could get it. So anyway, now been said over here. So when these two verses, this tasmat kenapi upayena, when it's been said, so anyhow one should try to remember Krishna, and but if it is in a favorable way, it is far better. Far better. Why I'm saying, because Uttama Bhakti doesn't talks about the fear and the bhayat, no, fear and dveshat. Over here, it has been quoted as a that tasmat kenapi upayena mana Krishna niveshayat. In these examples are being quoted because of just one reason, to show that how bhakti, anyhow somebody remembers Krishna, he gets very high, he gets much high elevation. But not to say that this is included in the favorable bhakti path. That is not to say that it talks about it is about it is about the Uttama Bhakti. So our Acharyas also says that after quoting this, they also say that this is not included in Uttama Bhakti. But and by the way, somebody said, oh, this means without Uttam Bhakti also somebody can get something high. Yeah, they can get something high, but what they got? They just got liberation. Is that what is been no expected? This is what is being expected from a devotee. that he would be looking for Salokya Sarishti Samipya Sayujya. No, that itself is a that itself is a definition which goes, that itself is desire goes into category of anabhilashita, right? Na? So it is not devotee never wants that. So why to talk about that? But Krishna is so glorious that somebody remembers him in that way also. He is awarded. So now when I said to you the first line I have explained to you about Prabhu, Kriti Sadhya Bhavet Sadhya, that line has been explained to you, that how when somebody engages one's senses in the service of the Lord, no Bhavet Sadhya, and this is the sadhana abhiday. No, that's it. Then he says that somebody may question to us, hey, wait, what you are saying? That because of performing, engaging one's senses in the service of the Lord, we get we get bhava. Means it is an external thing or what? We get it. Like some people say, no, that by practice you can, by practice and by knowledge and by getting a coaching, you can get into, you can become very good in maths, or something, or some physics or in some particular subject. This means what? He was not good into it, and it was not so natural for him. But he has got, he has got by some whether some it is an external thing which he has got. It was not with him. So is this with the bhakti also? So then what is the special? Because anything we can practice and we can get it. So then bhakti doesn't seems to be very, it seems to be an artificial and external thing. Oh, then Rupa Goswami, that's why he says that the second line of that verse, he says very clearly, Nitya Siddhasya Bhavasya Prakatyam Hridi Sadhayate. Hey, my dear, this is Nitya Siddhasya. This this Bhava Bhakti is there in the heart of the Jivas. Only this sadhana bhakti does that, it removes the covering which has made the bhava bhakti dormant in the heart. So it's not that we perform sadhana and we get bhakti from externally. No. That's not the right thing. The bhakti is there, the bhava bhakti, now it has been become in a dormant state. The example is given like a coal, like in the villages, the villages, after cooking, they put the ash on the coal, which is burning yet, because of which the coal doesn't appears to be burning. When in the evening back again they have to cook, they just take the fan, blow the fan, the ash is removed from the coal, and the coal is seen red hot, and it starts flaming back again. So sadhana bhakti is like that, fanning so that the covering which we have got over our this bhava bhakti, our natural love for Krishna, that gets removed. And that's a very famous verse. Nit, nit, no, that's a very famous verse that we say, Nitya Siddhasya Krishnasya. That shloka, been quoted very well over there. That how in Madhya Leela 22, I'll show you that later on when we read proper purport. So this is not an artificial thing. So sadhana bhakti, it just uncovers the potentiality which we have in our heart. So now I'll make you read Prabhupada's NOD. That's very important for us. That's our bread and butter. Any questions till now? Hari Bhakti. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. I'll just show you and you can read it now. Yeah, we have read till over here. Now from here, practice means.
Karuna Brajesh Prabhu.
Practice means employing our senses in some particular type of work. Therefore, devotional service in practice means utilizing our different sensory organs in service to Krishna. Some of the senses are meant for acquiring knowledge, and some are meant for executing the conclusions of our thinking, feeling, and willing. So, practice means employing both the mind and senses in practical devotional service. This practice is not for developing something artificial.
Right, you have understood. Proper is writing that something art. It is not for something developing artificial. Is there? So now proper is has added that employ both the mind and the senses. By the way, that is very true. Sadhana bhakti, as it begins by engaging one's senses first, and eventually, as a devotee should engage his mind also. Then only bhav will be produced. Will get uncovered. Produce is a wrong word. Will get uncovered. So because whatever we will engage in the service of the Lord, that will get purified. So we are just engaging the senses in the service of the Lord, that will get purified. If we engage mind in the service of the Lord, the mind will get purified. Mind is purified, then my Lord, what else is remains? And so then now proper over here gives two examples to state us that it is not something artificial. The two example that he says about is about a child. Child, the walking capacity is originally in the child. Now he may stumble, while to practice, but he practices little and he gets it because the innate nature is of the child is there of walking is there in the child because he has just born जन्म लिया जब से माँ के गर्भ में आया जब 2 3 साल तक वो चला नहीं he has forgotten it. Now he will just catch the because he I don't know how many of you have that seen that or not, but a child naturally after some stage, after some age, I don't know exactly how much age, he starts to crawl, and then one day he starts catching the things and standing, and then starts trying to walk. Because it's natural for him.
भैया
Similarly, the second example,
हेलो
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Similarly, the second example Prabhupada gives about this is the read, Prabhu, one of you, even. I'm just highlighting. Please read this.
Continue, bro.
Even uncivilized men, like the Aborigines, offer their respectful obeisances to something wonderful exhibited by nature's law, and they appreciate that behind some wonderful exhibition or action, there is something supreme. So, this consciousness, though lying dormant in those who are materially contaminated, is found in every living entity. And when purified, this is called Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, and so Prabhupada over here is giving about the uncivilized aborigines men. You know, they might not know who is God, but they worship anything which is they seem to be very powerful to them, right? No? And they pay obeisances to it. That's why we see sometimes videos, people, worshipping snakes, worshipping some trees, that they do it. Um, Aborigine men, I'm saying it. Why? Because they feel that they are very powerful. They can harm us. So better they do worship. So worshipping nature is there. You know? Worshipping nature is there, but when the person understands it, he gets, understand the real knowledge, transcendental knowledge, his dormant bhakti gets reawakened. That's what Prabhupada says. So yeah, over here now Prabhupada quotes this Nitya Siddhasya Krishnasya. I'll show you that verse for you. Yes. You are able to see it, folio, or what you are able to see, Prabhu?
NOD project.
Oh, no, okay. Okay, recite after me, Prabhu. Nitya Siddhasya Krishna Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema
Nityasiddha Krishna
प्रसिद्ध
Prema
कृष्ण प्रेम
Sadhya Kabhunai
Sadhya
साध्य
Kabunai
सगुणाय
Savanadi Suddha Chitte
Shravanadi Shuddha
शिवनादि
Chitte
सुचित्ते
Karahe Udaya.
Karaye
करय
Udaya.
उदय
Yeah, please read. This is very simple. There's not nothing. Yeah.
Your love for Krishna is eternally established in the hearts of the living entities. It is not something to be gained from another source. When the heart is purified by hearing and chanting, this love naturally awakens.
Yeah, that's what is missing. So one has to engage his senses in hearing and chanting and all other process, but mainly these two processes, you know, Shravanam and Kirtanam, and should engage his mind also into this. To the degree he engages his mind into this along with the senses, the love which is natural will awaken to that degree faster. You know. So then he says, Eite sadhana bhakti duite prakara
Eita sadhana bhakti duita prakara
eka vaidhi bhakti raganuga bhakti ara.
eka vaidhi bhakti raganuga
Vedavati,
bhakti ara.
Yeah, read.
There are two processes of practical devotional service. One is regulative devotional service and the other is spontaneous devotional
Yeah,
service.
that's very clear. Now, so this sadhana bhakti is a devotional service in practice, right? Now, has two forms: regulative devotional service, under regulation being done, sashana eva, and other the spontaneous devotional service. But this spontaneous devotional service should not be misunderstood as bhava bhakti. This is raganuga bhakti, and another is ragatmika bhakti. You know? Raganuga bhakti and ragatmika bhakti are different. And when the time will come, we'll tell you. So I'm just telling right now over here that this Raganuga Bhakti is not Bhava Bhakti. It will lead to Bhava Bhakti. That to be very clear to you. So now we'll continue our reading of NOD, where you will understand more. Yeah. Yes. So Prabhupada over here, after speaking this, he goes ahead and says, okay, read from here only. Every living.
Karthik Prabhu.
Every living entity under the spell of material energy is held to be in an abnormal condition of madness. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, generally the conditioned soul is mad because he is always engaged in activities which are the cause of bondage and suffering. The spirit soul in his original condition is joyful, blissful, eternal, and full of knowledge. Only by his implication in material activities has he become miserable, temporary, and full,
And full of
full of
ignorance.
ignorance. This is due to Vikarma. Vikarma means action which should not be done. Therefore, we must practice sadhana bhakti, which means to offer Mangalarti, deity worship in the morning, to refrain from certain material activities, to offer obeisances to the spiritual master, and to follow many other rules and regulations which will be discussed here one after another. These practices will help one become cured of madness. As a man's mental disease is cured by the directions of psychiatrist, so this sadhana bhakti cures the conditioned soul of his madness under the spell of Maya, material illusion.
Yeah, so Prabhupada is saying, don't do vikarma and don't do karma. Also, surely you don't do vikarma. Do akarma. Right, na? I hope you know these three very well. So, akarma, Prabhupada is saying what? You should practice sadhana bhakti. Wake up early in the morning, perform Mangalarti, refrain from certain material activities, means four relative principle, don't break it. Offer obeisances to spiritual master, you know, and follow many other rules and regulations, which will be discussed after some chapters. So proper say, as a like a person who's a psychiatric, no, he's gone psych. Haribol. So if somebody has gone, crazy, he goes to a psychiatrist, you know, and then his madness is cured. And that is what this madness is. What this madness proper is compared to Maya. That's why, no, um, it's been said, one who is captured by Maya, uh, he, he he acts like a mad man. He acts like a fool. Why? Why fool? Because he runs after those things which what is promising is not going to give. That's why we say Maya means what it which is not. Which is not, it appears to be something, but it is not that. Like a mirage. Appears to be water, but it is not water. But but person runs for it. See, we all know mirage. So when we see on the highway mirage, the water is up, and we understand, hey, no, it's just no, there's no water over there. It's just illusion. But suppose somebody runs after that illusion, then we call it a madman, right? Na? So same way, madness is there because of the spell of the three modes of nature, and not that three modes of nature has caught us. We have voluntarily submitted to Maya. And we have to voluntarily resign Maya, Maya's job. No, voluntarily. It's in our hand. It's not that, no, it's not that it is, no, it is only if we, it is in Krishna's hand only. Krishna's hand is there, because he has to say no to Maya to make us get rid. But we have to endeavor to get Krishna's blessing. That endeavor to get Krishna's blessing means to endeavor to get Guru's blessing. To get endeavor to get Guru's blessing means to perform sadhana bhakti rigidly under his instruction. So that's a meaning of, so one has to get rid of, we may see some crazy people on the road. Sometime when you are going on a railway platform, you see some crazy people just sleeping on the platform. The clothes are disheveled, hairs are disheveled. I don't know. They smell very badly. We may, but but I am not talking about you all. But I personally believe that Uttama Bhaktas would be also seeing us foolish people. Why they are mad after Maya? Why you are mad after something very illusory thing? As we feel disgusted when we see a madman on the railway platform. Same way they were also feeling disgusted with our material activities that we are engaged into it. And they're just, and very kindly, out of the compassion, they give the process of sadhana bhakti. And they say, come on, do it and get rid of your madness. And we should, and we should, and we should, if we have intelligence, we should understand the compassion of them, of theirs on us, and follow it very rigidly. Not that foolishly we say, hey, it's not practical. And it's not practical what? Whether it is practical or not practical. Surely it's practical. But if a crazy man sleeping on he says, it's not practical to get bath every day. It's not practical. We we'll just laugh. There is a water over there, just go and take bath. He said no. The same way we should not be, we should not consider the, anyway the bhakti process, the sadhana bhakti process to be, impractical. It may not be sometime manageable by us. It doesn't mean it is impractical. We are not able to manage it because of whatsoever reason. That is our problem. But to say to the process which is given by the acharyas to be as impractical doesn't looks to be so good. I hope it's very clear to you all. So now Prabhupada over here, Tasmat kenapi upayena manah Krishna niveshat, he quotes that. And then Prabhupada, and then it's very beautifully written over here. Please read this. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Mandar Prabhu.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us an authorized program for this purpose, centered around the chanting of Hare Krishna. This chanting has so much power that it immediately one has to fix his mind on. Should I continue?
Now this also proper quotes over here about Amrish Maharaj, and that is the beginning of sadhana bhakti, that one has to begin chanting. right? Na? And that's immediately, and Prabhupada says, this chanting has so much power that it immediately attaches one to Krishna. And we may be thinking, whether I have got attached to Krishna? Surely we have got some attachment to Krishna. That's why in the morning, you have given up your bed, you have wear dhoti kurta, you have woken up at 4 o'clock and have chanted so many rounds till now, and he's hearing a class. Nobody is forcing us to happen and make it happen in our life. We have just been inspired, and inspiration is voluntary. So yeah, we have some attachment to Krishna. We have got some attachment to Krishna, but not so much attachment. What we what is required right now. We want to get it more. So that's the meaning. So to the degree we'll do, and the biggest hurdle is our mind. Okay, my question to you is, how many of you believe that the biggest hurdle is the mind in this process of sadhana bhakti? Raise your hand. You know, yeah, so yeah, yeah, yes. The biggest hurdle is the mind. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, you can. So the biggest hurdle is the mind. Mind, once it's engaged, my Lord, the person feel bliss in Krishna consciousness. Why the hell he will ever give it up to such a process, such a Lord? And mind, oh, that's why it's been said. There is no bigger enemy of ours than our own mind, which makes us separated from our most beloved Lord Krishna, and makes us separated from the most condensed bliss which is awaiting us. But somehow we are made fool by our mind. So, now let us, Prabhupada will quote the example of, yeah, please. Now this sadhana bhakti, padhiye.
Nowadays, sadhana bhakti or practice of devotional service may also be divided into two parts. The first part is called service according to regulative principles. One is to follow these different regulative principles by the order of the spiritual master or on the strength of authoritative scriptures, and there can be no question of refusal.
Yeah.
That is called Vaidhi or regulated. One has to do it without argument. Another part of sadhana bhakti is called Raganuga. Raganuga refers to the point at which, by following the regulative principles, one becomes a little more attached to Krishna and executes devotional service out of natural love. For example, a person engaged in devotional service may be ordered to rise early in the morning and offer arati, which is a form of deity worship. In the beginning, by the order of his spiritual master, one rises early in the morning and offers arati. But then he develops real attachment. When he gets this attachment, he automatically tries to decorate the deity and prepare different kinds of dresses and thinks of different plans to execute his devotional service nicely. Although it is within the category of practice, this offering of loving service is spontaneous. So the practice of devotional service, sadhana bhakti, can be divided into two parts, namely the regulative and spontaneous.
Yeah. So now I'll tell you over here. So he has very clear, Prabhupada has by example has told us very clear. That see this, there Vaidhi and Raganuga when they're saying, and he's very clear that is a little more attached to Krishna at Raganuga stage. Little more. Little more means, don't think 12%, we are at 10%, and that may be 10, 20%. No, it means some more. Some more means maybe 30, 40. Percentage is not been said, but you have to understand. But surely it is very minimal in front of Bhav Bhakti, uh, attachment to Krishna. So Prabhupada is giving the example. Let's see, initially a person may be said to wake up. Hey, utho 4 baje. He may wake up, he may feel the whole body is paining, oh, all those things. And somehow he comes and chants, and then he's looking for, jaise hi mauka mila, he'll run to the bed. So, but he's somehow struggling, he's struggling and performing sadhana bhakti. But as he grows in this regulative Vaidhi bhakti, he understands eventually. See, initially people do bhakti as upkar, as an upkar to others who are telling him to perform bhakti. Eventually, person understands that bhakti is my need. and they are doing upkar on me, not I am doing upkar on them. So this is a shift, Prabhu. Uh, Somebody think, oh, I am doing this seva, you know, it is so my service authority should be grateful to me. But when he becomes advanced, he understands. He becomes grateful to the service authority who is giving him the service, because he understands service is my need. Before to that, he feels service is his need. Seva is his need. He wants to accomplish that, and I'm helping him. So he should be grateful to me. Later on, we understand. Oh, no, no, no. He is kindly engaging me, giving me a chance to engage in the seva of the Lord and get purified. That's the difference which appears between the Vaidhi and the Raganuga in the sadhana bhakti fold itself. Initially, I'm giving some more examples to you. Initially, one may feel, oh, Ekadashi is coming this Monday. My Lord, what I should do? Something I have to do. Let me, let me eat on Sunday night a lot, so that I don't have to, a lot of problem will not happen on Ekadashi for me. Although he may be eating 3 times, no Ekadashi Prasad, but he has a problem. So he may see Ekadashi as that way. Eventually, he understands, oh, Ekadashi is coming. It's good. Let me take some tapasya. I'll chant some more rounds. I may eat twice rather than thrice. He's not morose about it, but he is happy about it. That is a chance that today I'll be able to do more bhakti. I'll be able to remember Krishna more. So that's a difference between that's a kind of a difference between, to understand between Vaidhi and Raganuga. At that, before to that, like some festival is coming and the person has been given seva, of deity, suppose, making the altar to be decorated. He is feeling, oh my Lord, वो फिर से सेवा आया क्या? रात के 12 बजे तक जगना पड़ेगा, हाय रे हाय क्या होगा? He is Vaidhi, but he will do it. He will not, if he doesn't does it, what is required, what is growth, what has been ordered by the Guru and the Shastras, then he is no more sadhana bhakta. He is something else. When we accept this dictation is the right word, sashena, sashan, the sashan jo word hai, dictation of Guru and Krishna, no matter it may be troublesome for his mind and senses, then he is called Vaidhi sadhana. And when he reaches to the Raganuga Vaidhi Bhakti, sadhana bhakti, oh, he'll be very happy. Oh, today is Balram Jayanti. Tomorrow is Balram Jayanti. Now it's a time to decorate the altar. He'll be looking, Prabhu, hai kya seva? He might not have very great attachment to the Lord, but he's happy that today is the time, tomorrow is a time where is opportunity given to me by the Lord, that I can perform his, I can Madhav Tithi, I can celebrate the Madhav Tithi and enhance my devotional service. That's what is the way. You can remember, so you can remember some first year devotee when he comes to voice, shifts to voice. Some of them has what stages that you can remember. Then you can understand, okay. But many of them may not do only. And it is not Vaidhi Bhakti. They are just struggling to come to the stage of Vaidhi Bhakti. So a spontaneous is something higher, where he is very happy about it. He is very happily accepts tapasya. Right now. Before to that, he reluctantly accepts tapasya. That's the meaning. So now Prabhupada explains the Vaidhi Bhakti. Read, Prabhu, when there is. Rupa Goswami defines.
Lalit Prabhu.
Yes, sir. Rupa Goswami defines the first part of devotional practice or Vaidhi Bhakti as follows. When there is no attachment or no spontaneous loving service to the Lord, and one is engaged in the service of the Lord simply out of obedience to the order of the spiritual master or in the pursuance of the scriptures, such obligatory service is called Vaidhi Bhakti.
That's what I have told you. That he understands that I should be obedient to the order of the spiritual master. And what inspires him to be obedient to be obedient to the spiritual master and pursue the path which is mentioned by the scripture? Can anybody say what? Because there's an inspiration is needed, huh? What is the inspiration to follow, to be obedient to the spiritual master? Yeah, what do you feel? Come on, I have not asked something very great. Huh, yeah, Aditya too.
Roji, I don't know. It
Hare Krishna. So I don't know, it may get wrong also, but I guess like when he understand that these spiritual masters or these great personalities, like now he's in the process, and when he sees that many of the senior devotees or spiritual master, they are been practicing these all things since so many years with so much dedication and enthusiasm. So naturally, as he's practicing or progressing in the bhakti, he starts getting inspired by them, because
Yeah. Right. So this is one of the reasons. By seeing their example, how blissful they are, we get inspired to be obedient to our spiritual master. Yeah. Any other reason?
Because by this time, he has an understanding that only by mercy of spiritual master we can get Krishna.
ओके, यस्य प्रसाद भगवत प्रसादो, गाते गाते उसको समझ में आ गया है शायद. ओके. What else, प्रभु? That's very
Love
important.
and faith, even
Yeah, Mayuresh.
love and faith towards spiritual master.
Love and faith, that's what I'm saying. How he gets, that's truth. Love and faith has to be there. What makes him gain that love and faith? Love and faith is there, then surely obedience will be natural. Love means obedient. But what is the prior stage? Yeah, Sudeep. Prabhu.
Sometimes when we see our seniors, their faith and their love towards spiritual master and the services, that also inspires a lot.
Yeah, right, Prabhu. Yeah, right. That's very good. Yeah, Anil, Prabhu.
When we see the dedication of them and then doing so much hard work,
Yeah. Okay.
we also think that we only taking the enjoyment part, so we also have to be do something for them. Then we
Yeah, their selflessness renders our heart. Yeah, right. Yeah, Mandar, Prabhu.
I think so. In initial stages, there is no selfless motive, but it is like I will gain something by doing bhakti, or I will gain this, I will liberation, or material problems will go away from life. So like that, because these people are following, so they are also, I am able to see how they are happy, so I'll also become happy. So
Yeah,
that is something.
right. Very good. Yeah, very good. Yeah, Shantanu, Prabhu.
Something on similar lines, Prabhuji, that he first thinks that what is in it for me. So ultimately, I have to progress in bhakti. So if I follow, then that is the only way by which I can gain what they have achieved.
Yeah, I agree with all this. What you are saying is right. I would also like to add something which is important. That is called as okay, Darshan, Prabhu. You speak, then I will tell.
Roji, by repeatedly hearing from them, we develop attachment towards love and devotion towards our spiritual master.
Okay, very good. Very good, then become obedient. That's right. That's very right. That's a very, but I would also say that initially pratyakshavāgamam dharmyam susukham kartum avyaya. Right? No? That's a verse. Pratyakshavāgamam dharmyam. when we see in our life, I applied the instruction which I received it and how it changed my life, that gives a great boost to follow further. See, some of us over here may not be following 4 regs before coming to ISKCON. Huh? But and when we came, we started. Oh, we understood. 4 regs gives what? Just by following 4 regs, what kind of freedom the person gets, right? Na? Then we understand that, oh, earlier so much madness was there for dirty things. Now I have practiced. Now I'm hearing. I'm chanting. I'm serving. All those attractions which was there for the lower modes, lower things, is going away. That gives the majority faith, for a practitioner to actually, to pursue the path and be obedient to the spiritual master. And when we say spiritual master, it means to the superior Vaishnavas, right? No? Not just to the spiritual master. Spiritual master may be flying all over the world. This means to the superior, to the Vaishnavas, who are representing him. So that's very clear. So that is the impetus, and what you all said, the inspiration that we get by seeing them, their life, that they have become so blissful by following Prabhupada. So we can also become, or we see those people who are practicing, like Rajesh Ampru, we see him, to be very frank. He's fulfilling the order of his spiritual master, who is fulfilling the order of Prabhupada. Like that, he saw become so blissful, although doing so much, but he always remains, very, 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 you can see Krishna conscious, how it has become by following. So we also get inspired. These are two main reasons which I feel. And yes, when we hear, then only, as Darshan Prabhu said, when we hear, then we apply it, and then we get Pratyaksha Bhagam Dharmyam. That's included. So these two are the main which I say that is the reason that a person becomes obedient to follow the spiritual master's instructions. So, so going ahead, actually, Prabhupada mentions about Parikshit Maharaj. He says about Parikshit Maharaj he quotes the second canto. I'll show you. That's very good. Second canto, first chapter, 2.1.5. Yeah, that's a very, very famous shloka which has been, you recite after me. Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma
तस्माद् भारत सर्वात्मा
Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi
भगवान् ईश्वरो हरिः
Shrottavya Kirtitavyascha
श्रोतव्यः कीर्तितव्यश्च
Smartavyascha Ikshata Bhayam.
स्मर्तव्यश्चेतथा भयम्.
Yeah, read the translation, Prabhu.
O descendant of King Bharat, one who desires to be free from all miseries must hear about, glorify, and also remember the personality of Godhead, who is the super soul, the controller, and the savior from all miseries.
Yeah, so this is what happens. So one has to sadhana bhakti, means he has to do Shrottavya, Kirtitavya, then Smartavya. Right, na? Then what happens? He gets freedom from fear. One who desires freedom. Cha ikshata abhayam. What he desires, freedom from the miseries and fear of the miseries also. Miseries will be there. Don't you think that pure devotees get diseases? We have seen. So miseries come, but they don't have fear of miseries. They are not troubled, their Krishna consciousness is not troubled by miseries. See, we see His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. What do you say about him? We cannot imagine also what all problems he has. But after that person, Maharaj is, actually going on and on. As if एक हॉस्पिटल से दूसरे हॉस्पिटल चलेगा as if एक होटल से दूसरे होटल जा रहे हैं, वो भी, और एक ऑपरेशन से दूसरे ऑपरेशन थिएटर जा रहे हैं, लेकिन enthusiasm वही है. जैसे ही he comes out of anesthesia, he first asks, hey, what about the doctors in the hospital and the patient? Do we have given them malas and prasadam or not? So, for them, misery is there. Right now, see, body will pain or not? What do you feel? And the body will pain. Yeah, and nobody can say that zero bodily consciousness. That's not, that also will be written in a down proper rights. But his bhakti is not wavered by it. Rather than he's more impetus, to perform more solid seva. To the Guru and Krishna comes to his, because he says material world is a pig, material body is absolutely bad, bad copy of the spiritual body. So he gets more impetus. So that kind of is been said over here. Cha ikshata bhayam. So it's a how श्रोतव्य. सुनो, केवल सुन के चुप मत बैठो, कीर्तन करो. प्रॉपर बोलेंगे अभी प्रचार के बारे में, आपको मैं दिखाने वाला हूँ. प्रचार करो, और ऐसा मत सोचो कि कीर्तन करेंगे, प्रचार करेंगे, मन शुद्ध हो जाएगा. नहीं, स्मरण करो. राइट ना? जब when you are doing the process of hearing, then also be attentive, and then you attentive hearing will lead to good quality of kirtan and a good quality of smaran. Right na? So one has to do that. That's how it is goes in the bhakti path. So then proper over here, actually he explains this about see here way proper say, my dear king, if you want to be fearless in meeting your death next week, this is Prabhupada's way of, that is not exactly in the translation which we read. So Prabhupada is saying that if you want the freedom, Prabhupada is stating, Sukhdev was saying that, Sukhdev Goswami is saying that if you want fearlessness from meeting the death in the next week, Parikshit Maharaj, what you do? Shrottavya, Kirtitavya, Smartavya, Cha Ikshata Bhayam. You will get it. So and surely this is not, one should not, it is not recommended. Whose kirtan, whose smaran, whose shravan has to be done is about Krishna, not about the demigods. Or the Mayavadi says, proper is writing, one may chant any name. They say that you can chant any name, either of Krishna or a demigod, result will be the same. No, result is not the same. How is the same? Mukti pradata sarvesham. The Lord Shiva says that only Vishnu can award mukti. Mukti only Vishnu can award. What about prema? Right? No other demigod can award even mukti also. So then Prabhupada over here very nicely, he explains this verse about tasmad srotavya kirtavyasa. So he also says that, he also explains this verse very properly. When we have said about tasmad, okay, read Prabhu, what you are able to see, read that paragraph. So Sukhdev Goswami.
Lalit Pro continue.
So Sukadeva Goswami has recommended to Parikshit Maharaj that in order to be fearless of death, one has to hear and chant and remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, by all means. He also mentions that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Sarvatma. Sarvatma means the super soul of everyone. Krishna is also mentioned as Ishvara, the supreme controller who is situated in everyone's heart. Therefore, if some way or other we become attached to Krishna, he will make us free from all danger. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that anyone who becomes a devotee of Lord is never vanquished. Others, however, are always vanquished. Vanquished means that after getting this human form of life, a person does not come out of the entanglement of birth and death, and thus misses his golden opportunity. Such a person does not know where he is being thrown by the laws of nature.
Yeah, read ahead too.
Yeah. Suppose one does not develop Krishna consciousness in this human form of life, he will be thrown into the cycle of birth and death. involving 84 lakh species of life, and his spiritual identity will remain lost. One does not know whether he is going to be a plant or a beast or a bird or something like that because there is so many species of lives. The recommendation of Rupa Goswami for reviving our original Krishna consciousness is that somehow or other we should apply our minds to Krishna very seriously and thus also become fearless of death. After death, we do not know our destination because we are completely under the control of the laws of nature. Only Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is controller over the laws of nature. Therefore, if we take shelter of Krishna seriously, there will be no fear of being thrown back into the cycle of so many species of life. A
Yes.
sincere devotee will surely be transferred to the abode of Krishna as from Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. So now Prabhupada, when he says about this, now this verse about, so here, this verse very Prabhupada is, actually Prabhupada has written the line that, over here that, above, that's Tasmad, no, Tasmad, so he is saying, Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishwaro Harihi. So Sarvatma is means you understand, he is he's a super soul. Bhagavan is the Bhagavan feature of the Lord. Ishwaro, actually he's been over here, is also about the Brahman feature. That's our Acharya says. So it's been said, if somebody hears about any of these features of the Lord, but understanding should be there that he is Bhagavan. So he can get rid. If he does Shrottavya, Kirtitavya, Smartavya about Paramatma, Bhagavan or Ishwara, no, the controller, he will be cha ikshata abhayam. But see, itna bola gaya hai, but they are very emphatically saying you nothing can happen by doing Shrottavya, Kirtitavya, Smartavya of demigods. Nothing is going to happen, sir. No ikshata abhayam. So one should be very fixed up and fixed up in performing only yeah, to Krishna, bhakti to Krishna. And does Shrotavya and Kirtavya. Actually, and over here I wanted to say about what is a detrimental, but what astrology, but we'll keep it for the next time. Just read this much and it will end for today, bro. The chapter ends then. We should always try.
Lalit, Pro, continue.
We should always try to mold the activities of our lives in such a way that we will constantly remember Vishnu or Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. Whether one concentrates his mind on the four-handed form of Vishnu or on the form of two-handed Krishna, it is the same. The Padma Purana recommends somehow or other always think of Vishnu without forgetting him under any circumstance. Actually, this is the most basic of all regulative principles. For when there is an order for a superior about doing something, there is simultaneously a prohibition. When the order is that one should always remember Krishna, the prohibition is that one should never forget him. Within this simple order and prohibition, all regulative principles are found complete. These
Yeah, right.
regulative
Yeah, this. So now over here. So just give me 2 minutes. I'll cover up this chapter now. So over here now, Prabhupada has been saying that smartavya, smartavya is the rule which has been prescribed, but one has to be very clear that one should not forget Krishna, right? Na? That's what also is a part of the rule. So one should not engage himself in activities which is which is making him forget Krishna. So I have two things which I want to talk about it. I am not going to talk over here. Is about you know uh, about generally people have this question about no yeah, about astrology, and I want to talk about Gyan and Karma, how because of working in this Gyan and Karma anavritam happens, and avritam happens in a pure devotional service. We forget Krishna. So smartavya satatam Vishnu, vismartavya na jatu chit. Sarva vidhi nisheda. Sure, etayor eva kinkarha. All the rules and regulations in the bhakti is the servant of this rule. What? Smartavya satatam Vishnu. Vismratavyo na jatu chit. Na, always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. No, that's a rule. All rules are the subservient to this rule. Saying this, we will end over here, Prabhu. This chapter now talks about Varnashram, which I have already told you yesterday. And I hope I have shown you about from Shuddha Chintamani. This chapter ends, but I will begin the next week's class by saying about something about Gyan Karma, Anavritam, and astrology from Shuddha Chintamani itself. So we thank you very much. I don't know, I always cross the time. If you have somebody has question, as I have promised to you, can stay if Shantanu allows, else we end over here.
Guruji, today is our 100 class of Bhakti Shastri.
100 class.
Ah.
Congratulations. Online, you have done 100 classes with video on. Very big thing. Yeah. So I congratulate all of you. Very cool. Can you also tell me how many classes I have given so that I will count how many is remaining and I'll go faster?
I think Guruji, this is 8th class. Yeah, 8th class.
अच्छा, I have been given till 25 sessions. 20 से extend किया था उन्होंने kindly मेरे लिए. So okay. Thank you. If you have any questions, Prabhu. Now, Shantanu, is it fine or we end?
Like okay, 5 minutes if devotees have
Okay.
any questions.
Thank you. Anybody has question, then you are welcome to. Okay. Yeah, Mandar. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna. So, Prabhuji, so now you explained about the sadhana bhakti and everything. So in that, now there are examples which even in Bhagavatam it comes, just like we say now, aho vakyam stanakala kutam, that one. So that is like Putana never practiced devotional service, neither it was favorable because she want to kill Krishna. But of course, we also tell about past life of Putana where she was a sister of Bali Maharaj and she fell to feed Krishna like that. So in this instant, it was like costless mercy of Lord because he's like independent. He can give his mercy to anyone. Is it that or something else?
It is causeless. See, I just ask you a question to you. It is causeless in the sense that bhakti is causeless. The cause, but also some Masha says causeless mercy also has some cause. What is the cause? You know, like our the cause may be small, but the result which Krishna gives is exponential. Like है ना, मानो किसी ने just giving a mundane example, जेई में AIR 1 लाया वो, लेकिन पढ़ता था केवल 2 घंटे ही हर दिन, है ना, मेहनत इतना ही था, रिजल्ट इतना बड़ा मिला. इट इज कॉजलेस ओनली ना, मिल गया भाई, उसका कोई जान पहचान था शायद जेई में कुछ तो हो गया तो उसको कॉजलेस ही बोलेंगे, राइट ना. So in that way, it is always causeless. And this verse, when it's been said, Kamva Dayalu Sharanam Vrajema, Are, Achhe Sukhdev Goswami fainted by hearing it. Because see, somebody may be good with us before, but if they come to, try to kill us when we are, when we are not eligible to even save us. Children, Krishna was actually a baby. How somebody can maximum we can do is to police में complain नहीं करेंगे. I'm just saying. No, but awarding, can you think about awarding him, a position of a dhatri means in our case कि आप अपने माँ के साथ रहते हो, माँ के बगल में बैठा के उसको पूजा करो और उससे आप प्रसाद खाओ उसके हाथ का. बाबा रे फिर से मिला दिया उसने जहर तो. Lord goes beyond. That's why it is called, that's why it's causeless. उसका प्रवृत्ति थोड़ा सा था कि I'll feed this child. But what it got, my lord, she wanted to kill. It's causeless, yeah, right.
And
Okay.
especially because that time Krishna was personally present, and even Chaitanya Prabhu's time also, many people got that mercy because Chaitanya Prabhu was personally there.
Yeah, he gave, I told you in the beginning, he gave bhav bhakti directly. Direct bhav. You chant Hare Krishna, ecstasy is seen, is well perceived. Nayanam Galdodashrodhara is happening. It's bhav. Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. I hope nobody has question. We end over here. Thank you very much. Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah, thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.